こんにちは、あつです。
Hi, it's Mark.
はい、ということで、今回はイギリス人のマークさんに、来ていただきました。Thank you for coming. よろしくお願いします。
My pleasure.
はい、
Yeah.
ということで、So today we're gonna watch
Yeah.
a video of one of the most famous sitcoms.
That's right.
はい。で、sitcoms っていうのは、何ですか？
So, sitcom is short for situational comedy. It's a proper word. And it's a very common type of comedy program or show, I think in both the US and in the UK. And it's like, we've got like a, heritage of these kind of shows.
Yeah.
And I thought it would be interesting to look at a really famous American sitcom that I think you all know. And then see from a British perspective.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Yeah,
okay.
what I would find interesting or funny or different kind of, because I think a sitcom in the UK and a sitcom in the US has slight differences.
Yeah, that would be cool. So probably sarcasm that is used.
Very
sitcom.
Extensively in the UK. It's heavily sarcastic.
Right, and some of the phrases they use.
Exactly, language-wise,
and the setup and stuff.
Yeah.
So what are we gonna watch today?
Okay, very, very famous one. I've got 6 key characters, 3 guys, 3 girls. I'm sure you could probably get an idea. Based in New York City.
Friends.
Friends, exactly.
Okay.
So,
じゃあ、Friends をちょっとね、の動画があるので、これを一緒に、見ていって、で、マークさんが面白いな、イギリス人のスタンドポイントから面白いなって思うところをちょっとコメントしてもらおうと思います。ということで、見ていきましょう。
But Elizabeth and I are both adults, and so I don't think there's really anything you can do about it.
I'll call the university and tell them about your relationship and have you fired.
Oh, a man with a plan.
So just a small, I think this is a bit of a hint of American culture. They like getting people fired, for example. It's quite extreme. Like, I think that kind of stems from their suing culture. They have if something does something bad to you, then straight away you're gonna fire them or have them sued or something like that.
So you think the process that they've got to go through when firing someone is a lot easier and short, like really straightforward in America compared to that of the UK?
And even like the way you would actually sue someone. Like in England, I don't know if there's some more similarities to Japan where we would just let stuff go. I mean, we would be pretty angry about it, but I don't know if we'd take legal action. I mean, that's not exactly 100% what's going on here, but I think there's a kind of a parallel that shows that in the culture, which is funny because like Ross reacted really big, like, oh man with a plan, like you have, you know what's going on, and he's trying to make fun of him, right? Which I think, I would find funny as well in that situation, but I think the whole basis of that joke is based because it's common for Americans to take serious action.
Interesting.
Like where British might would just let it go or, just show the line.
Kind of. なるほど。なるほどね。
Let's relax, Paul. You're doing great. She likes you. She likes you. She likes you. You know why? Because you're a neat guy.
Neat guy.
Yeah, neat guy. Do you understand what that means?
Like brilliant, intelligent, nice guy.
Cool, nice. Right. So first, just from a linguistic perspective, in England, we would not say neat about a person. Neat is for like a house, like a room is neat and tidy. Or handwriting is neat.
Right. Your writing is really neat.
Or like whiskey, neat versus on the rocks. Like it's quite limited. It's usually...
What do you mean by neat on the rocks?
Versus, okay, so neat, like if you had a whiskey, neat means just pure whiskey.
Right, so...
On its own.
It's a shot of whiskey.
Right. And then on the rocks with ice.
Yeah.
So that's like quite limited to what we'd use neat. And then in America, you can describe people as neat, especially guys. I don't think you'd say about a girl.
Okay.
But maybe get a
So in this case, neat means so he's
cool.
Yeah, like
you're
it's
neat.
really abstract.
Because he's bigging himself up. And this is also another thing you probably wouldn't see in a British sitcom. Because like I think guys from any culture like looking at themselves in the mirror and checking they look nice, but like talking to themselves like that.
Yeah.
For me, that's quite an American thing.
Is it?
Like super confident, super like over the top. Like British sitcoms, guys or girls would tend to be more like self-loathing, like put themselves down, and that's funny. In a British sitcom, if some guy did that, they would be like super like cringy character.
Like having too much
it's too overconfident. But I think in America, that's quite respectful. If a guy acts like that, that's super cool and that's good. But like in Britain, it's like it's too cliche, it's too obvious. Like so guys like that, like for us to laugh at it, it has to be a lot more like he's got to do something silly or like mess up and like do like trip up and fall over or like embarrass himself in front of someone. A bit like how Ross is now. Ross would be more like viewed as I think like the British, but he's funny kind of thing. I don't know if you.
So are you saying what's considered to be an attractive person in America is different from what's attractive?
Right. Yeah. So I don't think this.
And like you mentioned, one of the attributes of an attractive man, for example, is like being confident and courageous and stuff.
Right.
Whereas in the UK, what are the like attributes that you think are like necessary to kind of the boxes that
I think like being like good with words, like being like making jokes, like really cool and like clever jokes might be. I think especially in a sitcom situation, I'm just trying to think from a sitcom perspective what would work. I think because we know a British person watching this, we know it's American, so we expect that. That's like what they're like. But if like that scene happened in a British sitcom, that would be like, why is that funny? Or like, why are they doing that? That's just like weird because like that's not like what is. No, it just wouldn't work.
Right, it's just a fit in there.
Yeah, like from a cultural perspective. Yeah.
You are the man. You are the man. Still got it. Still sexy. You're just a love machine. I'm just a love machine. But you have, baby.
Does that feel a little bit American too? Like
very dramatic, very over the top. Yeah. Like doing dancing and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah.
And trying to emphasize his masculinity.
Yes. Yeah, like overtly and that's just like kind of get over yourself kind of thing. But I think that's also what Ross is thinking though, from under the bed. Towards him. But I think he acts more like a traditional, like stereotypical American guy. And then, I think this is where it's slightly British, I think, because it's a bit kind of like the situation's a little cringy because, Ross is watching everything and, I think eventually he uses that against him later because he doesn't know he's seen him.
Wow.
Then he reveals that later. So, there are also kind of aspects, kind of like echoes of British humor in this, but this completely, it's like he is like for us, that stereotypical American macho guy kind of acting like,
Showtime. Hey, baby!
Ross? Ross?
Elizabeth! Okay. I'm gonna go out this window. I'll meet you at the front door. Just tell them you're going home, okay?
Okay. Oh, wait. No, don't go in there. Don't go in there. I need another soda.
Ross!
Oh, my God, Ross! What in heaven's name are you doing here?
And that is why we cannot see each other anymore.
Ross, you and I are gonna have to have a little talk.
Daddy,
You're next!
Okay.
I didn't know he was here.
I just noticed one interesting thing, like on a language front. She, like as a grown woman, call her dad daddy. That is like kind of only a like specific kind of girl says that. Like usually only little girls like under the age of like 5 say daddy. Like past a certain age we say dad. Like to call like a woman like 20s, 30-year-old, to call a dad daddy, I have a super like, I don't know, some rich girl kind of like spoiled girl. Even England, yeah, some people might say that from a certain background, certain type of person would say that, but yeah, that's like,
but it's going to give off some sort of a vibe that she's from like really rich and
exactly, yeah, kind of spoiled. I think you hit the nail on the head there. Yeah, I guess that spoiled's a good description. Same for like mummy. Like if a guy called his like, hey, like
my mummy,
yeah, it sounds like it's really like uncool. But yeah, I think it fits though for her character. It's like so it fits the situation for that.
Who do you like ever use the words father and mother? Only in like legal documents,
right? Or like you might see it in period dramas, like super like old, like from like 18th century or something.
So it sounds like
it sounds old, like archaic. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. Like no one in this like day and age would say father and mother. It sounds like from like 1800 or something.
Right.
Yeah.
So I shouldn't be saying like my mother told me that I shouldn't do this, or my father gave me.
Yeah, I think I was more talking about when you address them directly, because she's directly addressing her dad as daddy. And like if she said father to her dad, that is super old, like centuries old. But if you were talking about your parents, my father said, it sounds still a little bit stiff. You can say it, but if you want to be really polite, you can say that. But I would just say mum in England or dad. Dad's the same, but mum in UK and mom.
Just see if I got this straight. I tell you to stay away from my daughter or I'll have you fired. What you heard was, take my daughter, come up to my country house and ruin my weekend with Rachel.
Okay, please, Paul, just let me explain.
No, let me explain. Fired.
Okay, fine. Have me fired. But I want you to know that you and I are not all that different. I mean, I too am a neat guy.
So now he's kind of taken
so relating back to what he was seeing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's kind of typical, like just, guy just wanting to get, like show his, because he's been made fun of, right, in front of like Rachel and his girlfriend, and now he's trying to get back at him, like using what he just saw, and he didn't think he saw it, so now he'll feel embarrassed. So it's just like
an eye for an eye kind of thing.
Yeah. So, but it's interesting. Do you find this funny as like a Japanese person?
Yeah, this is. I don't think I'm
in terms of
burst into laughter watching this, but there are a lot of funny points here and there. ということで、今回はアメリカの有名なシッコムのフレンズですね、を見てみましたが、イギリス人のスタンドポイントから見てみたんですけれども、いろいろとそのアメリカ人が見る、日本人が見る、フレンズとまた違った視点で見れてすごい面白かったんじゃないでしょうかということで、英語のね勉強とかにもすごい、やつだと思いますので、もし何か英語の教材とか探してる人はこれを見てみるのもいいんじゃないかなっていうふうに思います。ではまた次の動画でお会いしましょう。バイバイ。